Good day, Philippines! Hello, Region 1! Aloha, San Carlinian learners! Airing live from the Mango Bamboo capital of the Philippines, San Carlos City. You're tuning in to CCN Broadcast Center, a virtual home of every SDO-SEC learner, where passion is the key. Learning paves the way. With our division mantra, developing creativity, maximizing versatility. This is your CCN Broadcast Center. CCN Broadcast Center, a virtual home of every SDO-SEC learner.
Good day, grade 6 learners. Welcome to CCN. I am teacher Alyssa Faye, your teacher broadcaster for today's lesson in Mathematics 6. How are you all today? If you're feeling good, then give me 2 thumbs up and show me your brightest smile. Wow! Today is a wonderful day to learn something new in mathematics. But before that, please find your most comfortable area at your home and get ready with your pen, paper, and of course, your self-learning module in Mathematics 6, Quarter 3, Module 5, entitled Calculating Speed, Distance, and Time. Now for today's lesson, we are going to calculate speed, distance, and time. And also, we are going to solve problems involving average rate and speed. But before that class, let me check first your prior knowledge about our lesson. How far do you know about our lesson? Let us solve this. You are going to read and solve the following problems. Write your answer and complete solution in your answer sheet. Let us begin. For problem number 1, how fast did you go if you ran 12 kilometers in 2 hours? You are given 5 seconds to answer. If your answer is 6 kilometers per hour, then you are correct. For number 2, how fast did you go if you traveled 1,500 kilometers in just 2 hours? If your answer is 750 kilometers per hour, then you got it right. For number 3, how fast did your jeepney go if it traveled 6 kilometers to school in 10 minutes? The answer is 3/5 kilometer per minute. That is good. Number 4. How far will you travel if you ride on a motorcycle for 12 minutes at 40 kilometers per hour? If your answer is 750 kilometers, then you are correct. Last, number 5. How far will you travel if you ride your bicycle for 90 minutes at 5 kilometers per hour? Now, if your answer is 7.5 kilometers, then you are correct. How many did you get? If you got 4 points or 5 points, wow, congratulations! This lesson will be easy one for you. But if you got 3 points and below, don't worry, it's alright. I am here, your teacher Alyssa. I will guide you throughout the lesson. Now let us have some review. I believe you have mastered your lesson very well from the previous one. So let us check. Find the value of A in the following equation, given that the value of B is 10 and the value of C is 12. Let us begin. For number 1, What is the value of A if it is equal to BC? Wonderful! The answer is 120. What about number 2? What is the value of A in the equation of A equal to B over C? Awesome! That is 5/6. What about number 3? What is the value of A in the equation of A is equal to C over B? That is right, 1 1/5. For number 4, what is the value of A in the equation of 2A equal to BC over 2, or half of BC? The answer is 30. That is right. And for number 5, what is the value of A half over B, or equal to B over C? If your answer is 1 2/3, you are correct. Now, let me share you some trivia. Did you know that, according to survey, Filipinos ranked as second in the world for having the most family trips within a year? Among all other countries who participated in the survey, 75% of the Filipinos had traveled with their family. This was an average of 7 family trips in a year. Wonderful it is. Now that our province is under alert level 1 of restrictions, what are your plans to do? Where do you want to travel? Where do you want to travel here in Pangasinan? What tourist destinations you want to visit? Now, I want to read your comment on the chat box. Please comment down your answers in the chat box, please. I guess some of you wants to visit the 100 Islands in Alaminos, Pangasinan, right? Especially our weather is too hot today. I want to go there too. Or maybe some of you want to visit the amazing sunflower Camp Tayug. That's so wonderful. Or maybe some of you want to go to Manawag Church, the Our Lady of the Holy Most Rosary Manawag Church, together with your family to attend Sunday Masses, right? And there are other among tourist destinations in Pangasinan. If you want to go there, please comment down your answers in the chat box. Now class, if ever you are going to go there, will you still be practicing health and safety protocols? Of course, yes. But how? Please comment your answers in the chat box. I would love to read it. Okay, you are totally right. We need to practice health and safety protocols through the following. Number 1, wash your hands thoroughly. Number 2, wear your face mask regularly. Number 3, maintain physical distancing. And number 4, dispose your trash properly. Class, remember to follow the health and safety protocols to prevent the spread of COVID-19 virus, okay? Now class, if ever that you will go there to the tourist destinations, what are your plans? Have you ever calculated the distance of your chosen tourist destinations from your home? What about the time it takes to go there? Have you ever wondered how long will it take? Well, class, in this lesson, we are going to calculate distance, speed, and time. That is our lesson for today. Now, I have here 3 problems for you. For problem number 1, let it read me for you. Jonathan bought a new car. He drove his car from Manila to Baguio City at an average speed of 65 kilometers per hour for a total of 4.5 hours. How far did he travel? For problem number 2, a train traveled 555 kilometers at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour. How long did the journey take? And for problem number 3, a dog runs from one side of a park to the other. The park is 80 meters across. The dog takes 16 seconds to cross the park. What is the speed of the dog? Now let's go with problem number 1. In this question, or in this problem, we are asked, how far did he travel? Meaning to say, we are looking for distance. But what is distance? Class, distance is a total length between 2 positions. The units of measurement for distance are kilometer, meter, centimeter, or millimeter. To solve for distance, we are going to multiply speed and time. Now let us go back with our problem. Again, we are going to solve for distance. Now to solve for distance, we are going to multiply speed and time. In the problem, the speed is 65 kilometers per hour and the time is 4.5 hours. Now, 65 times 45 is awesome. That is 292.5. Now, what could be our unit of measurement? Here, we are going to simply cancel the hours. Because R divided by R is equal to 1. So we can simply cancel it out. And that places the unit of kilometer. Awesome. Therefore, the answer is Jonathan traveled 292.5 kilometers. Now let's go with problem number 2. A train traveled 555 kilometers at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour. How long did the journey take? Here we are looking for time. But what is time? Time is the measured period during which an action, process, or condition exists or continues. Example, 4 hours. The units of measurement for hours are hour, or the units of measurement for times are hour, minute, and second. To solve for time, we are going to divide distance by speed. Now let us go back with our problem. Here, we are looking for time. Remember the formula, time is equal to distance over speed. Meaning to say, we are going to divide distance by speed. Now, what is the distance in the problem? That is right, 55 kilometers. What about the speed? Right, 60 kilometers per hour. Now, let us divide. 555 divided by 6 is, great job, 9.25. Now, we are going to cancel out the kilometers. That is correct. And that places the unit of time, which is hours. Therefore, the answer is, the journey took 9 hours and 25 or 9 hours and 15 minutes. Now let's go with problem number 3. A dog runs from one side of a park to the other. The park is 80 meters across. The dog takes 16 seconds to cross the park. Now what is the speed of the dog? Here we are looking for speed. But what is speed? Speed is a scalar quantity that refers to how fast an object is moving. Speed can be thought of as the rate by which an object covers distance. Example, 55 kilometers per hour. Now the units of measurements for speed are kilometer per hour, meter per second, centimeter per second, and millimeter per second. To solve for speed, we are going to divide distance by time. Now let us solve our problem. Here we are looking for the speed. So we are going to use the formula speed equal to distance over time. The distance in the problem is 80 meters. That is right. What about the time? Correct, 16 seconds. So 80 divided by 16 is awesome. That's 5. And the unit of measurement is, good job, meter per second. Therefore, the answer is, the speed of the dog is 5 meters per second. Okay, so let us practice your new skill. Read and solve the following problems. Write your answer on your answer sheet. For number 1, David rides his motorcycle for 100 kilometers in 2 hours. What is his average speed in kilometer per hour? I will give you 5 seconds to answer. The answer is 60 kilometers per hour. If your answer is 60 kilometers per hour, then you are correct. For number 2, how much distance will be covered in 7 hours at a speed of 62 kilometers per hour? If your answer is 434 kilometers, that is correct. Now let's go with the third one. How much distance will be covered in 1 1/2 or 1.5 hour at a speed of 32 kilometers per minute? The answer is 2,880 kilometers. That is correct. For number 4, how much time will be taken to cover a distance of 450 kilometers at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour? If your answer is 9 hours, then you are correct. For the last item, a cyclist covers the distance of 12 kilometers at a speed of 8 kilometers per hour. Calculate the time taken to cover this distance. Remember the formula, class? The answer is, great job, 1.5 hours. Now let's go further with our lesson. I believe you can solve this. Your family travels from Pangasinan to Zambales for a beach getaway. The trip took 3.5 hours and traveled at an average rate of 75 kilometers per hour. How many kilometers did you travel? Now I will give you 10 seconds to answer. Please write your solution and your answer in your answer sheet. Okay, time is up. Here in our problem, what formula are we going to use? Absolutely right. To look for distance, we are going to multiply speed and time. Now, what is the speed in the problem? That is right, 75 kilometers per hour. What about the time? Correct, 3.5 hours. Now let us multiply. 75 times 3.5 is 262.5. And we cancel the hours, correct? And that places kilometer in our answer. Therefore, the answer is my family, of course, your family, traveled 262.5 kilometers from Pangasinan to Zambales. Great job, class! Now, what have we learned for today? How do you find speed, distance, and time? An easy way to remember the distance, speed, and time equations is to put the letters into a triangle. The triangles will help you remember these three formulas. Also, we are going to remember the definitions of those following. The distance is the total length between two positions. The time is the measured period during which an action, process, or condition exists or continues. And speed is a scalar quantity that refers to how fast an object is moving. Speed can be thought of as the rate by which an object covers distance. Now we are ready for our assessment. I believe you can do it independently. Let's do the following. Write your answer and complete solution in your answer sheet. For part A, calculate the distance that you would travel if you drove for 2 hours at 30 kilometers per hour, 7 hours at 65 kilometers per hour. For part B, how long does it take to travel 100 kilometers at 20 kilometers per hour, 180 kilometers at 45 kilometers per hour. And for part C, calculate the speed if you traveled 95 kilometers in 2 hours and 180 kilometers in 3 hours. Now you are given 2 minutes to answer your assessment. Timer starts now. Please write your answer in your answer sheet. Last 1 minute. Class, please write your answer legibly. Last 20 seconds. Now finalize your work. Time's up. Okay, let us check your answers. For number 1, calculate the distance that you would travel if you drove for 2 hours at 30 kilometers per hour. Now, what is your answer? That is right, 60 kilometers. For number 2, what is your answer? That is right, 450 kilometers. For part B, how long does it take to travel 100 kilometers at 20 kilometers per hour? We are looking for time here. Remember the formula for time, we are going to divide distance over speed. So if your answer is 5 hours, then you are correct. For number 4, 180 kilometers at 45 kilometers per hour. If your answer is 4 hours, then you are correct. For part C, calculate the speed if you traveled 95 kilometers in 2 hours. Remember the formula. How do we find speed? We are going to divide distance over time. That is correct. Now, if your answer is 47.5 kilometers per hour, then you are correct. For last item, if your answer is 60 kilometers per hour, you are absolutely correct. Now we are done with assessment. Congratulations! Hooray! But wait, there's more! Here in additional activities, you are going to read and solve the following problems. Write your answer and complete solution on your answer sheet.